What's up, DigiDestins? I know it's Wednesday and I usually do a market watch today, but a little bit of things kind of changed up. So what we're going to do is possibly push market watch to tomorrow, and then Friday's market watch will be pushed to Saturday. So that's kind of how that's going to pan out, because the spoilers for today for BT-13 blew me out of the water and I need to talk about it. So without further ado, let's get into the video, shall we? So first off, boys and girls, we're going to talk about the first super rare, and that's going to be King Drazel himself, aka Yggdrasil 7D6. This isn't the true body of Yggdrasil, by the way. This is just one of its guardian forms. We will probably see the true body once we get to the secret rare of the set, but I think for now, for the super rare of a Digitama first is really good. Breeding effects, by the way. This is the first time we've had this in game because now it is a text effect. This is no longer abiding by breeding areas restrictions because of this keyword effect. So breeding, your turn when your own Digimon cannot digivolve. That's scary. So most of them can't climb up, so you're going to be hard playing. Breeding, your turn. Once per turn, when you would play a Digimon card with Royal Knights in its traits, you may reduce the play cost by 4 for each of this Digimon's Digisources. Reduce the play cost by an additional 1. So the more longer the game goes and the more things you put underneath this thing, the scarier it's going to get. And then breeding, start of your main phase. Reveal the top card of your Digi Egg deck. Place that card and all your Digimon with Royal Knights in their traits at the bottom of this Digi-Evolution sources. That's really scary. So it can reset the board early on to start fueling itself because you're going to be hard playing your Royal Knights. It's going to be like a Mega Zoo-like deck. So if you don't know what Mega Zoo was, back in the original formats, there was a way of just hard playing big dudes, and then your opponent had to answer that big dude or else they lost. So that was kind of the play. But it also has an inheritable inbreeding. Your turn, once per turn, when you place in an option card with Royal Knights in its traits in the battle area, gain 1 memory. So what I have a feeling of, we're going to get a similar card that is going to be with delay effects for the Royal Knights. And what do I mean by that? I mean, we're going to see probably the Legend of the 4 Great Dragons kind of option. So that is something to keep on your radar. Next card, though, we should talk about is Marcus Damon. So this is a 5-cost red-yellow tamer, Marcus. Start a turn. If your memory is 2 or less, set it to 3. So it's a memory tamer, by the way. But play, you may suspend this tamer, which is weird. It suspends itself. But all turns when this tamer is suspended, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000 DB for the turn. Then if you have a Digimon with Agumon or Greymon on its name, gain 1 memory. So this combined Marcus's abilities a little bit here. First off, they gave us a new Marcus that wasn't like the BT-4 counterpart, where it would only gain the memory when your Greymon swings. But this time, it's whenever this tamer suspends, which is a little bit interesting in my opinion. We can see a lot of things, but there's going to be a lot more things to follow because guess what? Once we get to the Agumon on this reveal, you're going to know why we want him to be just constantly suspended. Next, we do have Homer, who's from DATS. This is going to be a DATS set, by the way. So Digimon Savers, have you guys been waiting for a set for yourselves? Well, finally you got it. And then we got Mega Zoo galore. And then, so Homer here is an on play. You may play 1 blue level 3 Digimon card from under one of your blue Digimon's card without paying its memory cost. All turns when you would play a blue Digimon, by suspending this tamer, you may place 1 level 4 or lower Digimon from your hand under that Digimon as a bottom Digi-Evolution source. What does this mean exactly? Well, boys and girls, this means that Crab Shack, aka Igastramon, got some nasty support. This tamer really actually helps it out in a way that mostly the deck actually needed to be fundamentally viable. It needed a way of putting more stuff underneath. After a certain point, you couldn't do it, and relying on putting things through Digi-Evolution once is not going to help you enough. But now you have ways of doing that with Homer here, which is good. Next, we have Richard. Richard here, by the way. So when this card is trashed from your security stack by an effect, you may play this card without paying its memory cost. Start a main phase. If there is a total of 6 or less cards in both players' security stack, gain 1 memory. Interesting. 6 or less, very easy to achieve this. But main phase, if there is a total of 6 or less cards in both security stack, by suspending this tamer, one of your Kodemons may digivolve into Kentorismon in your hand, ignoring level requirements by paying its memory cost. So what does that mean? As long as you both get to some magic number that adds to 6, as 2, you have 4. You have 3, they have 3. Even number, boom. If they have 6 and you have 0, instantly you can do that too. There is so many possibilities here with how you can do this, and I love how this is very interestingly enough to change up how you will be playing Kentorismon. Maybe Kentorismon might actually be viable. I would love to see Yellow have more viable. I mean, finally we're getting Shiny Boy to do stuff, but it's not enough to finally push it into getting you off Setcon. But maybe Kentorismon and Shine Greymon might get Yellow just to be finally its own thing that isn't Setcon. Next card, though, that got revealed is Agumon. So, main, once per turn, treat one of your Marcus as a 3000 DP Digimon for the turn that can't Digivolve. So, we went from having Mark, that could just do it as long as you have an Agumon out, to having an Agumon that literally says, you know what? I'm just going to make Marcus a Digimon that's going to punch somebody. They're like, yeah, now we're just going to make Marcus deck. You just swing in and punch your opponent with Marcus all day long. Go for it. Have fun, kids. Inheritable. Once returned, when one of your red or yellow tamers becomes suspended, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. Just make it so that the main and inheritable were the same, and I think that would have just been enough, in my opinion. I don't care. Just make Marcus swing galore. What does it matter at this point? This effect did not need to happen. This was basically what you needed. You need double, Marcus 3000 DP making it. That would have been fine. Next, we do have another Rise Greymon. Congratulations. How many Rise Greymon has this been in a row in 3 sets? Every set. Okay. Well, Rise Greymon is when Digivolving, you may place 1 Marcus from your hand without paying its play cost. Cool, you get a free Marcus. All turns, once per turn, when your red or yellow tamer is deleted, place 1 Marcus from your trash face up, face down at the top of your security. So, now that pesky Black War Greymon style of play, well, we're going to free recover. For me, I think that's fantastic. So now this one is whenever your red or yellow tamer is deleted. It not has to be a Pacific Marcus. This is just straight up red or yellow tamer deleted. Congratulations. And then all turns, when your red or yellow tamer is deleted, place 1 Marcus from your trash face down at the top of your security stack. So no matter what's going to happen, unless they can trash it, they're going to get a Marcus out of the deal. Oh, I lost this Marcus. Okay, cool. Well, this Marcus is going to go right there, and I get a free recovery. What are you going to do about it? Next card, though, is Savior Hawkmon. Your turn, when you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon with Jessmon in its name from your hand for its Digivolution cost, and when this Digimon would Digivolve with an effect, this effect reduced the Digivolution cost by 2. So that makes all those friendly Jessmons you have reduce cost. What is going on, boys and girls? This is getting a little crazy for me. But, hey, that's really interesting. This gives them another way of playing with Savior Hawk, and a third Savior Hawk finally in the deck really probably will make the deck fundamentally solid enough. But we'll have to see what the rest has in store. Inheritable, when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has Royal Knights in its traits, you may play 1 Digimon with Sistermon in its name from your trash or hand without paying its memory cost. Oh, cool. I think Savior Hawk's really good that way. Outside of that, Savior Hawk's pretty solid. Definitely a plus for that deck. Next, we have, finally, Duro Greymon. You finally get your Duro Greymons back, boys and girls. And it's got at least some sort of protection, which is good. When Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Place 1 card with X antibody traits among them to your hand. At the bottom of this Digivolution cards, not to your hand. If a card is placed with this effect, this Digimon's P cannot be reduced until the end of your opponent's turn. Trash the remaining cards. Okay, we don't mind trashing because that might get us the pieces we need in there. Oh, I need a for you, Mon. Well, guess where he's at? He's in the trash now. And I got the Doromon instantly gaining me memory, keeping in my turn. I don't mind. That's not bad. This is so much potential. It's not even funny. Inheritable, end of your turn. Once per turn, you may place one Digimon card with X antibodies traits from your hand at the bottom of this Digivolution cards. That's crazy. Especially if you Digivolve up. If you didn't do anything with the Wind Digivolving, but Alphamon's on your top end, that's free value there, especially from your hand. Now you don't need, any of your tamers really that you were trying to rely on. Now you can get the stuff underneath there sooner, which is crazy to me. Next, we got Alphamon himself. On play, Wind Digivolving. By the way, this is going to be a theme for all the Royal Knights, by the way. Play and Wind Digivolving. I'm going to give you a small heads up and a small little tidbit. What would that be? Make sure you have Jesmon GX ready to go because these are all going to have on play Wind Digivolving. So that's going to be important. By placing one Digimon card with X antibody or Royal Knights in its traits from your trash under this Digimon as a bottom Digi-Evolution card, until the end opponent's turn, your opponent Digimon with a play cost 10 or more cannot attack a player. It puts a blanketing effect online, which is crazy. So those big boss Digimon that they have... Oh, let me shut this down for you. This Alphamon put into a control status, and I like that. We finally have a small way of countering OTK decks, because yes, they can still go up and do their crazy shenanigans, of course, but they can't kill you afterwards. That means no Digimon Blitz for game, no Metal Garurumon restand shenanigans, nothing like that. That's fine. And then all turns, once per turn, when this Digimon would leave the battle area by effect by placing one card with X antibody or Royal Knights in its traits from this Digi-Evolution card to the bottom of its owner's deck, prevent it from leaving play. Finally, you got a sticky, Alphamon. The only way you get rid of this is de-Digivolving it, or swinging into it. But at the end of the day, that's fine. This is pretty solid for an Alphamon. I think this really is going to round out Alphamon a little bit, especially for the players that don't want to play OTK Alpha, but play a different strat of Alpha. I think this is a very unique way of playing him, and I think this is very strong. I think being able to negate OTK decks is something we need in this game more and more, and it's becoming more pleasant apparent as we keep going into these formats. Then we do have Jesmon from BT. On play, when Digivolving, choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose total DP adds up to 6,000 or less, and delete them. For every other of your Digimon, add 2,000 DP to the maximum you can choose with this DP-based effect. Okay. Don't get me wrong. This has some potential, but it's going to do is do that beat game shenanigans. Outside of that, you're not going to do much besides the destruction of deleting whose total adds up. This thing can board wipe by himself, which is good because let's even take into the matchup against Bloomlord. At least you can blow up their little dudes off the board and not care, because that's a lot, especially the more you have, the higher this DP goes. And it starts at 6,000 DP. It has potential. Will it see play? That'll be up to the player base as a whole. This will see probably play in, your Draciel's deck. But outside of that, nothing too crazy. All turns for every other of your Digimon with Sistermon in its name or Royal Knights in its traits, all your Digimon get plus 1,000 DP. So, this is a blanket 1,000 DP to the board. That's pretty solid, actually. He becomes a base 12. He could have just been a base 12, but, whatever. Then we have Genkumon. Blocker. On play, when Digivolving, you may play one Digimon with Sistermon in its name from your trash, or one Digimon with Royal Knights in its traits from the Digi-Evolution cards of one of your Digimon in the breeding area without paying its play cost. You cannot play Omnimon or Genkumon with this effect. So, at least it restricts it to these two conditions, but you're going to be playing Sistermon with all these, Royal Knights. I get it. Oh my goodness, this is going to be interesting to see what they do. And I think that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 card reveals in one night for BT. What are you guys excited for? I think we're seeing a new age a little bit. Megazoo hasn't had its limelight in forever, but now it has the ability to do so. That's going to be very interesting. I want to see what you guys think. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, guys, and I'll catch you next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and peace.